What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to show you how to record vocals like a professional in Cubase 14 or any other DAW of your choice. So in order for you to record vocals like a professional, you need a good recording space, like environments, the environments that you're recording in. Like you gotta make sure that you don't have any reflections on the wall. You gotta make sure that you use something that will absorb the sound, that won't have reflections. Like you may use something like a blanket, acoustic shield, like acoustic panels. If you don't have like a budget, you can use like a sponge, blankets, to make sure that you surround like your microphone with something that is kind of like soft, not hard, not hard surfaces. Avoid hard surfaces. Absorb it with something like soft. You can record in the closet to make sure that your vocal is dead as possible. So another thing is you gotta make sure that the distance between you and the microphone is at least 5 to 6 inches. You gotta be at least 5 to 6 inches away from the microphone so that you don't get the proximity effect. So that is like the first things that you gotta bear in mind when recording vocals. So another thing, most of the time, like people they get beats from YouTube that are already been mastered. So what you gotta do, you gotta check if your beat is at 0. You need headroom. Like if I say you need headroom, it's something like this. As you can see over here, mine is at -10 dB. You gotta make sure that your beat is at -10 dB. Because it was at 0. Let me show you before. This was before. It was at 0, like this. As you can see, the waveform are now big because it's at 0. But right now, I'm gonna bring it back to -10, so you will see the waveforms, they will reduce. As you can see now, it's at -10. Let me play this so that you can see it in real time. So let me play this.
You'll fly, get ready to bounce.
Niggas is tryna talk to me. She was telling me things that I'm tryna get she every day. The nigga that lied, it's all this shit. Been the best rapper in that whole flesh. When the rapper swag and tight, this guy forgone for my raps. Gonna get it for y'all, rap like I'm missing this now. Your nigga walking the streets that I'm trying to get this money by any means. Don't give a fuck what your niggas gon' say when they hear me this shit, nigga, I'm blowing a lie. Crazy Tay, the skate to another, double pot of crazy bitch for my dog.
As you can see, like it's at -10. As you can see, it's at -10. So it's what you gotta like bear in mind. As you can see, even like, let me show you on the plugin to make sure that you got it right. You need to check with the plugin. So that you can see, because sometimes you don't have to use your channel volume. This won't like affect like the signal. You gotta make sure that you clip gain it, as you can see, as I did. You gotta make sure that it's at -10 on the signal.
Dogs every day, and I'm a stone line nigga need to check out. I'm a nature's my girl, a woman and step on my time. Ain't got no time.
As you can see, it's at -10 even on the plugin. So you gotta make sure that everything like is at -10. The beat is at -10 so that you have headroom. So that's what you need to do. And the next thing is the input signal, guys. The input signal. You gotta make sure that the input signal is at like. Let me play the vocal. Let me play it. So this is the vocal now. As you can see, it's at -5.1. You gotta make sure that the vocals are peaking from -10 to -6. There is like the sweet spot.
For the ball, ain't no blind, ain't no joke, I'm rocking and stop, show the way to the top. Bomb on top of my game, can't touch from my dog, I'm untouchable, nothing is not. Boss, I'm gonna hit you up.
So let me play this part with the low vocals so that I can show.
She told me that she love me. Baby, I'm so sorry. I'm still tryna get it. I'm the best, niggas didn't know. Yeah, I can never stop. Dreaming, keep my eye on the price, even though niggas tryna.
As you can see, mine is that the average volume needs to be your average volume needs to be -18, -10, -6. That is where your vocals needs to play around, like up and down, like on those areas. -18, that's the average. -10, that's like the peaks. Your peaks need to be like around there. There is a sweet spot, -10, and then up to -6. They don't have to go above -6, but sometimes they can go, but not to go above -6. There is the sweet spot, as you can see.
Bring it down, better come with a perfect time, niggas. Why you always talk this shit to me? But I keep it more close, cause I don't want you to see my best side. Sit down, tell about my story, maybe.
As you can see, -6, -10, -18, that is how your vocals need to be at, when you're recording. You don't have to go at 0. You need to avoid clipping, guys. So, like, you need to check that, your input signal, your vocals need to, like, peak around there. That is, like, the thing that you need to know, like, in order for you to set up your input signals, you need to just go to, on your audio interface. You need just to check, remove the gain knob, to check if, like, the signal talk to the microphone, and then find the peaks, like at -10, -18, -6. You don't have to go above -6, and the beat is at -10, so that you can have headroom for mastering, because that is what you gotta do. Like, if I left anything, guys, like, tell me in the comments, but, like, in order for you to record vocal. Oh, and another thing is to make sure that you got the tempo right. The tempo of the beats, as you can see, the tempo of this beats is 121 before you record. That is what you gotta do. That is what you gotta do. You gotta make sure that you set the right tempo for the beats. Yeah, guys. Set the right tempo, the volume, the proximity effect. Even like you gotta make sure that like the buffer size. Yeah, that's another thing. The buffer size. You need to make sure if you are recording on your the buffer size of your microphone needs to be at uh, 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 um, let me show you this. The buffer 256 is the, if you're recording, it needs to be 256, 128 or 256. That is the sweet spot. If you're recording, your buffer size needs to be at 256 or at 128 if you're recording. But if you're mixing or mastering, it needs to be like maybe 10, 512, So this is how you do it, so that you won't have latency, something like that, So I think I've covered everything, and then, like, you just hit record after that. Your make sure that your environment is clean. Let me play the solo, the vocal, so that you can hear the vocal is kind of like how the vocal, you know, you know. So that is what you need to do, guys. It is that simple. So it is that simple, guys. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Peace.